The buzzing of the lights stirs you from your slumber. Yet folded and stored as you are, you remain in darkness. You hear the footsteps of workers circling around you. You feel several sets of hands grabbing you at the corners, lifting you up and dragging you out of storage. Setting you down on the warehouse floor, a great swirl of dust is kicked up. Then you feel those hands lifting you from the corners, unfolding and unfurling you. Your polyurethane form creaks and squeaks as bit by bit you are revealed. Unfurling one section at a time, your flat, deflated limbs stretch out, each paw reaching towards a corner of the warehouse, while your large, limp tail is rolled out. Your crumpled and creased face finally sees sunlight. Your painted eyes blink against the incandescent lights, until finally your once compact, neatly folded form now expands to cover the entire warehouse floor. But you're not yet three-dimensional. You're still very much flat and rumpled looking. You've been in this warehouse for a long, long time. But today is parade day. You gasp as the first jolt of air is pumped into you, letting out a funny wheeze as the pump draws in another breath and gives that breath of air back to you. The air courses through your form, collecting here and there in strange corner pockets, giving you a comically misshapen look. One paw starts to swell and form out, revealing a printed paw pad underneath, while your other paws remain flat and lifeless. The pumping settles into a steady rhythm, a pulse, bringing you to life. As air continues to surge and swell within you, giving you shape and form and roundness, filling out the other paws with a stretch and a squeak as your synthetic body becomes big and round. You start to creak and groan from the swelling pressure from within. You're only able to move your eyes, darting them back and forth as your crumpled face stretches out, forming a broad, round muzzle. Your printed-on smile permanently grinning. You squeak softly from all the internal pressure, but otherwise, you don't complain. Finally, you are filled to the brim from seam to seam, feeling both light and full at the same time. There's a tug from underneath as you're led by a half-dozen leashes and you're pulled along, bobbing lightly in the air, out through the wide open doors of the warehouse and onto the streets. The city is packed with people eager and excited to see you. They're dressed in colourful outfits and they're waving flags and cheering. Everyone is so happy to see you, and you can't help but smile right back at them. Your face is forever beaming as you jauntily bob, lightly jostled by the currents that drift along the canyons of the city streets. You glance into the windows of apartments that are at your eye level, and in most every window, there's someone waving, laughing, or smiling back at you. You'd wave back if you could. So instead, you just try to bask in it all, reveling in that weightless feeling. The scene is all at once loud and colourful and overwhelming, and yet there's also a sense of calmness up here. As you float along on the wind, letting your handlers guide you along the city streets, the sound of the crowd washes over you like a wave, and everyone just seems to love your big, round, inflated form, your cute, plastered-on grin, your limbs hanging in the air, and you just hovering above it all, buoyed by both cheering and helium.